Good morning children. So today we are moving on with the chapter subtraction. That is our third chapter, right? So in the last class we have discussed about subtraction of 3-digit and 4-digit numbers with and without regrouping, and we have also learned addition and subtraction together, checking subtraction through addition, and we have also solved many of the problems related to the topics, right? So today it's about properties of subtraction. Okay, so everyone take your textbook and take page number 49, okay, and follow me up. So properties of subtraction. In the previous chapter, that is addition, we have learned a similar topic, right? Properties of addition. So in the same way, we will be learning about what properties of subtraction as well. So the first property of subtraction is subtracting 0 from a number. Subtracting 0 from a number. Okay, so have a look at this. 3 minus 0. What is 3 minus 0? We are subtracting 0 or we are subtracting nothing from 3. The result will be 3 itself. Right? Now, what will be this? We are subtracting nothing or 0 from a number. The answer will be yes, 620 itself. Okay, so what you have understood from this concept? When we are subtracting a 0 from a number, we will get the answer as the same number. Okay, so when we are subtracting a 0 from a number, the difference is the number itself. When we are subtracting a 0 from a number, the difference is the number itself, or the answer is the number itself. Okay, so whether it is 2-digit, 3-digit, 4-digit, 5-digit or any digit number, the property remains the same. Okay, 2584 minus 0 gives 2584 itself. So this is called what? 0 from a number. Subtracting 0 from a number gives the number itself. So that's about the first property of subtraction. Okay, now what about the second property? Just turn your page. Turn the page, take page number 50. They have written there, right? Subtracting 1 from a number. Subtracting 1 from a number. So in addition, while adding 1 to a number, we got what? We have got the successor of that number. Successor means the number that comes after the number. Okay. Now, what about subtracting 1 from a number? Yes, they will be getting the predecessor of the given number. For example, 5 minus 1 gives 4. Right? Here 4 is the predecessor of 5. 4 is the predecessor of 5. In a similar way, 21 minus 1 gives 20. Right? So 20 is the predecessor of 21. Am I right? So what about this? 2795 minus 1. What do you get? 5 minus 1 is 4. And here we have nothing, nothing, nothing. So we will be writing the same number down. And what you get is 2794, which will be the predecessor of the given number. Okay children? So subtracting 1 from a number, the difference is the predecessor of the given number. Okay? So that's about the second property. Now, moving on to the third property of subtraction. Third property of subtraction is subtracting a number from itself. Subtracting a number from itself. That is 5 minus 5. What is the answer? 0. Subtracting a number from itself gives the answer 0. In other sense, when the minuend and subtracand are same, the difference is 0. When the minuend and subtracand are same, the result will be 0 or the difference will be 0. Okay? So, if 3225 minus 3225, the answer will be 0. If the two numbers are same, the answer will be subtracting a number from itself gives always 0. So that are the three different properties of the subtraction. Okay children, subtracting 0 from a number, subtracting 1 from a number, and subtracting a number from itself. Okay, so in exercise number 3.4, we have already written the notes on question number 1 and 2. Okay, now question number 3, you have to fill the answers and we will be discussing the answers in the interactive session. Okay, now moving on to the next topic, that is estimating the difference. So the same topic we have learned in addition chapter as well, estimation. In addition we have learned estimation of sum, but here we are doing estimation of difference. Okay, so what you will do, we will have two numbers, right? We will have two numbers, that is minus and subtracted. First we will be rounding off those two numbers to nearest tens or nearest hundreds, and then we will do the subtraction. Right? In the case of addition, what we have done? Yes, we have rounded off the two addends to nearest tens and or to nearest hundreds, and then we have added those addends. In the same way, here we will be rounding off both of the numbers given to the nearest tens or nearest hundreds, and then we will subtract them to get the difference. Okay, so have a look at the example. 267. 570. So the question is to estimate the difference between 267 and 570 by rounding off them to nearest tens and hundreds. So first we will do tens. Okay, so first round this number to 10, nearest tens. To round off this number to nearest tens, first we will have a look at the number in the ones place. If the number in the ones place is greater than 5, what you will do? You will round off the number to the same tens value. So here we got 270. Okay, so that means here we have a number 7 and that is greater than 5. So you will be rounding off this particular number to the tens value that is next to that. Okay, with the same number format, that is 267. So when rounding up we got 270. Okay, now moving on to this, rounding off this to tens. How will you round this? We'll have a check on number in ones place. 7. 7 is greater than 5. So we will round up this number to the next place value, that is 520. Right? Now we will do subtraction by using these numbers. That is 520 minus 270. So what will be the answer? 250. How you got this answer? 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 7 is not possible. So we have borrowed a 1 from here. So this becomes 12 and this becomes 4. And 12 minus 7 gives 5. And 4 minus 2 gives 2. Okay, so this is how you estimated the difference between these two numbers by rounding off these two numbers to nearest tens. Okay, so the next is nearest hundreds. So what you will do? You will first round off these two given numbers to nearest hundreds and then you will find the difference. Okay, so first is 267. To nearest hundreds, we will be checking the number in the tens place. So again 6 is greater than 5. So we will round up this number to the next 100 value. So the answer will be 300. Right? Now 570. We will be checking the number in the tens place. 1 is less than 5. So we will be rounding down this number to the same hundreds value. Right? We have learned in the first chapter. Okay, so the answer will be 500 itself. Now, how will you do the subtraction here? We will take the bigger number first and we will take the smaller one next. 5 minus 3 gives, and the answer will be 200. So this is how you estimate the difference between any two numbers. Okay. numbers are given, first round off those two given numbers or the monument and subtract them to nearest tens or nearest hundreds and then estimate the difference. That means then find the difference. You will get the estimated difference as the answer. Okay children, so this is what we call estimation of difference. Okay. Now exercise number 3.5, they have questions related to estimation to nearest tens to nearest hundreds. Okay, and they have also given a question. So exercise number 3.5, everyone try to do it. Okay, so everyone do exercise number 3.5 after watching this video, and we will be discussing the answers in interactive sessions as well. Now moving on to the next topic in this chapter is subtraction in real life. So in the last chapter we have learned the similar type of problems, that is the story sums, right? Story sums. Story sums means what? A question will be given and you have to answer them in a step-by-step manner. Okay? So have a look at the page number 51 in your textbook children and read along with me. Example number 12. A shop has 2,673 chocolate bars and 1,346 bars were sold. They were having 2,673 chocolate bars and they sold 1,346 chocolate bars. How many chocolate bars are left in the shop? So we have to find the remaining number of chocolate bars that are left in the shop. Now everyone turn the page and have a look at the solution given there. They have given the solution in a step-by-step manner. So number of chocolates bars in the shop. That is the first step. Read the question and write the first step from the question itself. So the number of chocolate bars in the shop is what? 2,673. And then number of chocolate bars sold. How many were sold? Yes, 1,346. Now what we have to find? We have to find the remaining chocolate bars. So what will be the answer? 1,327 will be the answer. That is, we are subtracting this from the bigger number. Okay. So you are having a set of story sums on this topic, that is exercise 3.6. You are having 10 number of questions and I will be giving you this in the notes as well. Okay. Now mixed problems on addition and subtraction. Okay. The similar problems, that is story sums itself, we are having in exercise 3.7. So I will be giving you notes of 3.6 and 3.7. Okay children? So for today you have to complete exercise 3.4, the last question, 3.5. And the rest I will be giving